Hey guys, I believe that we are live. Good evening. Took a little bit to get going live tonight, but we're here, and hopefully gonna have a good time. If anybody out there, just a little word of advice. If anyone out there ever thinks, if you ever think, you know what, it's a good idea to let my mother-in-law move in with me. It's a good idea for me to help family out, let my mother-in-law move in with me. I hope that when you have that thought in your mind, someone comes and slaps you in the brain and you immediately forget it. What's up, Angel? And you immediately forget that allowing family to move in with you other than your spouse is a terrible idea, because it is a terrible idea. You should have your spouse and your children only, in my opinion, and take my word of advice. Don't like my mother-in-law living with me. In any case, we are here. We are live tonight. A little bit late, but it's okay. Getting ready for bed. I heard that. I don't mind getting ready for bed, because your boy be pretty tired today. All right, waiting on everything to load up here. Well, oops. Let's get rid of that. The old Facebook and the old Instagram are not wanting to load up today. Not sure why, but they do not want to load up so that I can show them. Yeah, we're here today. I gotta tell you, speaking of the Dude Gamer channel, the computer that I've built my child, we had an issue with a piece of equipment on the computer. Had to send it back. I was kind of bummed about that. I was kind of bummed. I was hoping everything would work and work well, but unfortunately, the graphics card back. That's right. Dressed up for the yeah. It's a terrible 2 words right there. I dressed up for the hardware store full of dirty sin. They were playing Motley Crue when I walked in there. My skin burned. I had a hard time going into that orange hardware store. It was a bad day. In any case, now that it's finally loaded up, I do have an Instagram page. You want to join the Instagram page? You can do it. Here it is. I repeat, I do not direct message Instagram. I don't know how. I don't care to. I just don't. I do, however, whenever this loads up, direct message on Facebook, but I really don't like Facebook. Like, as a platform, I like Instagram better, but Messenger, I like Facebook Messenger better, but I really don't get on Facebook. It's just, in my opinion, it's gone. But as soon as it loads up, I'll show you the Facebook page so you can join it. And if you do need to direct message me, Facebook is the way to do so. Here it is. And as you can tell, I have not done anything on Facebook since September 3rd of 2023. So it's been a little bit of time. But in any case, I do have the Facebook. If you do need to direct message me, that is the best way to do it. In any case, here's why I hate that orange store. What's up, Jerry? Here's why I hate that orange store, that orange hardware store. Orange is even my favorite color. Man, I stinking love orange. But that orange hardware store is a no-go. So, as a very big race fan. We all have our teams that we like and dislike, or really any sports fan. You have teams that you like or dislike. I used to drink probably 2 to 3 Monsters a day. I loved Monster. Drank a fool out of some Monster. Well, Monster decided that they wanted to sponsor Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs is the grandson of Joe Gibbs. Joe Gibbs is a coach of a football team. Depending on whatever year it is, it's either the Washington football team or the Washington Redskins. Joe Gibbs was coach of that team. He also owns a NASCAR team. And as someone who will die hard pull against every single driver that's ever been for Joe Gibbs, I will pull against that individual all day and all night. I do not support their sponsors. So that means Home Depot, Monster, not supported. Some of you may be saying, well, Chris, you've got DeWalt tools. I know I've seen you have DeWalt tools. Yes, I do have DeWalt tools. But I feel that I'm grandfathered in, as I had DeWalt tools beforehand when they were with Matt Kenseth at Roush. And once you buy batteries for one set of tools, you know you got batteries for that set, because you can't put DeWalt batteries in Milwaukee tools. You just can't do it. There's probably an adapter, but it's not happening. So yes, it shames me. I do have DeWalt tools, but they are from Matt Kenseth era and not Gibbs era. I hate it. I hate the fact that DeWalt went with stinking Gibbs. I wish DeWalt would come back to Roush, or RFK now, Keselowski. I wish that they would, but they won't. It sort of bums me out. I don't like shipping things FedEx. I hate the fact that FedEx comes to work for that reason. That place needs to serve orange slushies. Shake my head. Might as well drink that Monster. Ain't grandfathered. Might as well drink that Monster. Ain't grandfathering DeWalt and no Monster. Well, you could buy other soft drinks. Hey, what's up, bud? Or you buy other energy drinks. To be quite honest, I quit drinking energy drinks altogether whenever Ty Gibbs started getting sponsored by Monster. Like I stopped drinking all energy drinks. I haven't drank any more energy drinks. Now I drank a pot of coffee a day, easily. I drank a pot of coffee without blinking, but I ain't gonna drink no more energy drinks. And your boy ain't got the best of hearts. I done been told by the doctor that thing ain't the strongest. And anyways. But what is up, Custom Muscle? It's a good day. So yeah, I'm not gonna grandfather Monster, because you can buy Rockstar. You don't have to have special cans to have Rockstar. You can buy a Rockstar. So yeah, I'm not. No Joe Gibbs things unless they're grandfathered in. Speaking of grandfather, I had a tooth decay last. Ugh. What if Ty Gibbs wanted to sponsor my channel? I would invite Ty Gibbs to a place called Gastonia. If Ty Gibbs can take himself to Gastonia and hang out for a little bit in Gastonia, maybe I'd let him sponsor the channel. But chances are he would not be able to do it. Had tooth decay last time I drank Monster. I believe that the dentist told me when I was drinking 2 or 3 Monsters a day. I believe the dentist did tell me, Chris, you really need to stop drinking energy drinks. And I did. I stopped. I stopped. As soon as they sponsored Ty Gibbs, I was like, you know what? That's it. I'm not drinking another one. And I haven't. And man, I stinking loved their ginger one. I don't even know if they have it anymore. I haven't seen it. I love the OG, the green one, and the ginger one. I love them all, really, but those are my 2 favorites. you guys could share a 6-pack of Monster. I don't think my heart could take a 6-pack of Monster in quick succession. I believe my heart would just, I would, stinking pulse rate would go high, and then I would just die. Like it would quit on me. 1,000 milligrams of caffeine could kill you. How many milligrams of caffeine are in a Monster? Let's look this up. Caffeine are in a Monster. Oh, it says 86. I feel like it was more than that. Oh, wait, 1 serving. But how many? A can is not 1 serving. Oh, it's saying 240 per can. So 3 in quick succession would be about 750-ish. So, I mean, yeah, I could probably handle that. It hurt, but I could probably handle it. Just to let everybody know, we do have Punch Out. If and when the conversation gets there. See what Rockstar has. There's one that I remember was called Joker. Let's see what Rockstar has. Rockstar is 160. 160 to 240. The Rockstar Punched are 240, whereas the Rockstar is 160. So roughly the same as the Monsters. Uh-oh. Something has happened. I used to love drinking a variety of sodas and green black can of Monster. However, it's too expensive and I didn't want more reasons to go to the dentist. I do not blame you on that. I tell you one thing that I have honestly, and it may sound funny or childish, one thing that I've really loved was getting a circle. Buying that little circle. I don't have the little one. I have the big one. But buying that circle has been something that has really brought on me hydrating myself a lot better. I've loved my circle. Changing the little flavors out and whatnot. That's been wonderful. And in the long run, it's probably cheaper than buying a bunch of soft drinks because you just use water to fill it up. But the initial cost of the actual bottle, it's not the cheapest in the world, but in the long run, it's definitely cheaper, especially as how much I drank it. Because I drank an entire, I think I had the 22 ounce one. I drank an entire 22 ounce probably 2 or 3 times a day. So it's definitely helped out with my hydration. Joker was a Circle K brand. You should give one away. Wish you had a circle. I hope you didn't do something with that circle. Because you had a circle. I traded you for it. I should give another circle away. I plan on doing another giveaway at 7,000 subscribers. I don't know what I'm going to give away yet. I don't know if it's going to be a circle. I think that people want to see a custom Tervis. A Chris the Dude Nurse Tervis. This isn't a Tervis, but it would be, something like that. It was stolen. That is a bummer. That truly is a bummer. I really hope that that's not a true story. Or if it was stolen, I hope it was by one of your children. Oh. That's a bunch of welded together safety pins. My child built that. It just so happened to be right here beside me for some reason. No. This one has my daughter's artwork. A Tervis, like a custom Tervis with the like that on there. That's what I'd like to give away. Gibbs Racing t-shirt giveaway. I could give away a flaming Gibbs t-shirt. Of course, you're not going to be able to wear it because it'll be burned up. I could burn one in your name. I could burn it in your name. You know, be like, oh, this is burnt in the name of Mr. Mach 103, Mr. 03 Mach 1. Yes, I got a child welder. Do you mean I have a small welder or a child that welds? Because I have both. I have a baby welder. I have a little baby welder and a baby that welds. I have both. Yeah, she made this. My oldest just had some surgery, and for whatever reason, I don't know why, she grabbed a bunch of stinking safety pins, and I can't remember what she stuck it to, but it's on the back because she had it this way down. And stinking stuck what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 together. I don't know why she decided to stick them all together, but she decided to stick them all together. Have I used the welder yet? Excuse me. I have unpacked it, took a look at what I had to do and how much time that I had in that day, and decided, you know what, I'm going to pack it back up. So no, I have not. She did have this like little bitty plastic welder, my daughter did. She had a little bitty plastic welder, and that thing was cool. She could do like little bitty jobs. The plastic welder was awesome. No, but I do need to weld my trailer back together. That's something that I do need to put back together. Which is always here at the house. Of course, right now I haven't been uploading as much as I'd like to. I've had that stinking pool. I got this pool that trying to get started for the season. That's taking a lot of my time, and so I haven't been able to upload as much as I like to because I've been dealing with that. But hopefully, soon before or after Labor Day or Memorial Day, that thing will be running. I have a portable 4-process Lincoln electric welder. It's handy to have around and it's helped me with a couple of broken bolts out of an engine rebuild project that I am working on. That is awesome. I broke a bolt in that S10, that 85 S10 in the thermostat, and that was a stinking job to get out. I drilled it out because I didn't have a welder at the time. Drilled that joker out. It, no lie, took me 2 weeks. Of course, I had like an hour or two between getting off work and picking the girls up from school. But yeah, I had like an hour between then, and it took me 2 whole stinking weeks. What was the engine you were working on? Just curious. What the engine was you working on that you broke the bolts off of? I'm assuming something old, something with some age on it. Genuinely curious. Oh, shoot. I need to answer some. You know what, guys? Let's answer some stinking comments together. Let's do this. Shoot. I don't know why. I always love when people do inside looks at their stuff, at their analytics and stuff. Let's read this one here. This Greg Thompson picked up a 2002 S10 ZR2 43 V6. I already dig it. Vortec extended cab with 129,000 miles. Carfax shows no accidents, 3 owners, and garaged. Has a fantastic body with a little rust. They do like to rust, especially those bigger S10s. Came with a camper top. I cannot stand a camper top. Knew nothing about the 4.3 engines till I started researching. Everything works beautifully on the truck. So stoked. Paid $5,500. What's your take on the 2002? I absolutely love I love everything about this truck. Except the camper top. Did he say it was automatic or straight drive? He did not. If it's a 5-speed. I dig the 4.3s. Tight fit, but easy to work on. There we go. Bet it wasn't a boat anchor 2.8. Man, I love my 2.8, man. That's relatable. Can't work on those bolt extractors. Hard luck. The engine I'm working on is a 3800 Series 2 for a 02 Camaro. Okay, I dig a 3800. I really do. I truly do. I'm not even being a smart aleck. I love the 3800. That's a good motor. There were a few different 3800s. One of them, and this was back in the days when GM. I do look like an internet. I work today. The 3800s. There were a few different types. I believe one was built by Chevy, one was built by Buick, one was built by Pontiac. I could be wrong on all three accounts, but the supercharged one, which I think is a Pontiac engine, which is built. You find it in Buicks and you find it in Impalas. Monte Carlos had the supercharged 3800 also, but it was I believe it was a Pontiac 3800. Just bulletproof, man. And then put that supercharger on there. Just super reliable and really fast. But yeah, I dig the 3800. I really do. They were good little motors back in the day. I don't know why they quit building them. Probably due to some sort of emissions, if I was to guess. But I do like the stinking 3800s. Look tired, need a nap. Yes, I do. Ain't had no typo. What does it say? I haven't had a day off since left security job. 7 days a week since left the security job. That's awesome. Probably them sorry head gaskets. Well, I know you're a Ford man. You want to talk about some head gaskets you don't want to replace? That's thinking 4.6. You don't want to replace them head gaskets. Them jokers are no fun. I've never had to do it. I saw one done one time. And I saw the amount of work that went into that 4.6. And I was like, keep that mess. And it was a, not the Expedition, Navigator. It was a Navigator. I was like, no way. The Navigator had the 4-valve. The Navigator had the 4-valve in it. So they were good engines, very reliable. But, when something went wrong with them, you don't want to fix them. Or you don't want to work on them. They're a tight fit, too. Replying to more comments. You've owned 2 Series 2 38s. 3.8 Series 2s. The 3.8 got really good mileage too. They were just good cars, good engines. Oh me, sorry about that, guys. Giving it a big yum. Went to a wedding today. So I got off work, mowed the rest of my yard, went to a wedding, and about an hour away from the house, and just been running all day. They had, not making this up, they had a food truck, but it was a coffee only food truck. Well, they had alcohol too. It was a coffee only food truck, and I bet you, I would bet money I was the only adult who did not have a drink of alcohol. And one of the people that I know up there was like, "Chris, you drinking?" I said, "No, I'm not drinking anything tonight." And he was like, "Come on, man, you should drink something." And I said, "Well," I said, "I would, but there's a very likely chance that I'm going to throw you into traffic, and then I'm going to fight the bride, and then I'm going to fight the groom, and then I'm going to start busting chairs on some people, and it's just not going to be fun for nobody. So it's best that I do not." And I don't know if he thought that I was messing with him or if I was serious, but I was like, alcohol and my people, we don't mix. We're not very kind. And one of the people that was there knows my children, and they were like, "Oh, well, it sounds like you're not going to take your daughter out for her 21st birthday, so let me take her out." And I was like, "Well, if family history is going to teach us anything, she's going to fight you. Like, she's just going to fight whenever if she get it from her daddy, she's going to fight you. It's just what happens." So I had no alcohol today at the wedding. I like the 3800 for a smaller motor. All the blocks are the same for all cars, as far as I know, supercharger or NA. They did have different heads and intake manifolds, but I believe you are correct. I believe the bottom end of them is all the same, but I could be wrong. I think GM stopped making them because they're too reliable. Ford quit making the 7.3 diesel, which was a very reliable engine, because of emissions. So I imagine that it's probably something to do with the same thing with the 3800, because they replaced it with the 3.5 or the 3.6, and either one they replaced it with is nowhere near as reliable as the 38. They had the 3.4 also. The 3.4 was a good engine as well. The 3.4 and the 2.8 are actually the same. So the 2.8 I have in my S10 outside, and the 3.4 are the same, with a little bit bigger either bore or stroke. I can't remember which. But the 3.4s they changed something else about them, and they were easier to work on and more reliable. But yeah, I do like them. I do like the GM stuff. I used to work for Chevrolet. I do like the GM stuff. That's a possibility they couldn't make any money on something that reliable. Chevy's still trying to figure out. Still trying to figure where they got those good rods from the 3.8. That could be. I don't know. Now, so I was working for Chevrolet before, or sort of during, the time that the active fuel management came into be, and before the active fuel management, so the 5.3 LS or 4.8 LS, whichever LS you want to choose, or 6.0 LS, from like 99 to like 06-ish, before they changed the body style, before they started active fuel management, those are very reliable, like very, very reliable. But like the moment they started going into that active fuel management, they started having bad issues with the top ends on those LSs. So kind of a want for that. Active fuel management shut down the 4 cylinders so that you could run it, but What they didn't think of is, oh, we got to keep oil in those 4 cylinders, and it would wear out the cam lobes. If that was a 350, it would be a knock, 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 and the LS53. I like the 350 throttle body. I do like it. It was a good engine. That 350 throttle body was a good engine. It just was. I don't know what to say to this guy. Here, let's figure out what to say to this guy. I sell stuff at the farmer's market that I've welded. I'm 18 and bring in a little money I use the $50 for one of the Harbor Freight I use it for small stuff like flowers and letters and other designs I cut out of sheet metal, as I don't have an oxy torch yet, and it's way better for small stuff than an angle grinder. What he's talking about is my $9 Harbor Freight Drill Master. And it does seem to do. It does seem to do well for little jobs like that, but it's not very good at all for big jobs. Cutting big things, it's not very good for that. All right. Well, I just heard a child scream, so that's not good. I bet one of them's about to run up here in a second. Only Chevy I ever owned that didn't knock was a 3.8. Trying to think if I've ever had a Chevy that did knock. I got one that sounds like a doodlebug. Like I currently got one that sounds like a doodlebug. But it doesn't knock. It did when I bought it. Not like crazy when I bought it. But it doesn't anymore. The 2.8 doesn't knock. Yeah. Yes, the Volkswagen S10. That was self-induced. I did that. That was all me. I immediately regretted my decision on doing so, and now it sounds like a Volkswagen. Wah, wah, wah. What had happened was I bought the truck. It did run-ish. It sort of ran. Bought the truck, and in the midst of replacing a bunch of parts, I burn up the cat by running it. If you run something with a flashing engine light, what that's basically telling you is you're melting parts. If you have a flashing light, so I continued to run it with the flashing light simply because I was replacing parts and trying to figure out what was going wrong, because it became a parts cannon at this point in time. And as I did so, I melted the cat. And so rather than sort of hollowing it out and putting it back together, I cut it off and put a piece of flex pipe up there. Well, the flex pipe sort of doesn't fit because the S10 has an exhaust manifold, which I can't remember the exact sizes, but let's just say exhaust manifold before the cat is, let's say, 1.5 inches. And then after the cat, the rest of the exhaust system is, let's say, 2 inches. So what I did was I bought like a 1 7/8 inch flex pipe and just squeezed it down on one end and then sort of extended it on the other end, and that created terrible exhaust leaks all the way around, and it sounds like a Volkswagen. It legitimately sounds like a doodlebug. I mean, you would think it's air cooled. It sounds terrible. Runs good, goes all day, but it stinking sounds like a Volkswagen. Found your channel on the comparison of both your S10s because I'm in the market to buy one for a daily driver soon enough. Then found your content entertaining. That's awesome. Thank you. Glad that you enjoyed it. Awesome. If you are going to do the S10 as a daily driver soon, my suggestion is a 4.3. I would go with a 4.3. If you go with an automatic, I would do a 4L60E. So that would be your 97-03, 9702, 9703 with the 4.3. If you go with the 5-speed, it doesn't matter what year you go with. But you don't want a 700R4. I've got a 700R4 in my long bed, my 85. It has a 700R4. It does okay, but it's if I had more power, I think it would be terrible. So if you had a 4.3, then it would be terrible. Yes, but I have a 2.8. I don't want to swap my 2.8 for a 4.3. If I'm gonna swap my 2.8, I'm gonna swap it for a small block Chevy. But I really don't want to put in the work to do so. That's sort of on me. I really don't want to. But yes, the 4.3, out of all the Chevrolet engines, the 4.3 is probably the best. What a lot of people don't know is that the mail trucks that run around that you've been seeing for the last 30 years are actually S10s, but they have the 2.5. The 2.5 is a good engine, but it's at newest 35 years old now. So the 2.5 is a good engine. It's very underpowered, less power than my 2.2, but the 2.5 is a good engine also. Probably does pretty good mileage. I've never owned a 2.5. I've owned a 2.2, 2.8, 4.3. I've owned them all, but yeah, the mail trucks are actually S10s. Believe it or not, that's exactly what I'm looking for. 4.3, 4L60, preferably 2000 to 2004. I really don't think you can go wrong, especially if you get a well-maintained one. And I like the Blazers. I really like the Bravadas. If I could, and I looked for a while, I really like the Bravadas. But you're probably looking for an S10 specific. You're looking for a truck, not an SUV. But yes, I love the stinking Bravadas. They're awesome. A Bravada is a Typhoon without the turbos. It's got the heads and the intake, but no turbos. I don't think they advertise them to have more horsepower. I think they still documented that they had 205 or whatever it was. But yeah, Bravada's just a Typhoon with no turbos. You should check out their intake manifolds. They look awesome. Here, let's look at one. It's like a stinking piece of art. 4.3 Bravada intake manifold. Let me see if I can find one. I did not mean to turn that on. Here we go. That one really doesn't look good. There's one. That says Jimmy. Shoot, I'm having a terrible time finding this. Google is not being my friend right now. What's up, Michael? With vengeance. Okay. I've looked into Blazers Jimmys too. Whatever I find the better deal on first. Thing about the Jimmys and the Blazers is that they don't, and the Bravadas, Jimmys, Blazers, Bravadas, because there's more to them, they don't get as good mileage as the S10s. Against Mach 1, spreading the word. Oh, that tickles me. Anyways, the Bravadas, Blazers, Jimmys, typically they're 4-wheel drive, and typically they do not get the mileage that the S10s or the Sonomas do, because there's more to them. And a lot of the S10s and the Sonomas are 2-wheel drive, whereas the Blazers and Jimmys and Bravadas are 4-wheel drive. I'm still looking for the stinking intake manifold. Like, I'm gonna find it, but I can't find one right now. Let's see. Oldsmobile Bravada. Hood up. Nope. Yep. Apparently I do not know how to Google stuff. Engine bay. Let's see. I'm bound and determined to find one, though. How am I not finding what I need? All these are like the new ones. There we go. Finally, I found one. And it's a terrible stinking picture. That is the Bravada intake manifold. And that joker is a piece of art. I mean, it legit is. Now, somebody painted that one. They don't normally come painted like that. But, I mean, when you see them, they are stinking cool. They are awesome. Those Bravadas. The high-end Blazers with the Blazers with the electric or digital dashes, they also had that intake manifold. But not all of them did. But it is what it is. You sure are a little off tonight. I guess you ain't had your Monster Energy drink. Talking about me? I ain't had my Monster Energy drink. I ain't had no Monster Energy drink in a couple years. But it happens. In any case, continue the conversation. Anyways, shoot, my brain just went back to the wedding. Anyway, so we leave the wedding, and I drive home. We come home after going to that hateful Orange Hardware store, which burned my skin off. I could feel Jimmy Johnson punching me in the brain as soon as I walked in. In any case, get home, and so the people that got married live like across the road, and so they were having an after party at their house, and so my wife went to the after party up there at their house. Like I said, just across the road, so it's not like it's too far, anyways. Good times. Makes sense. I prefer 2-wheel drive. There's a Suburban 4-wheel drive a friend of mine has that he wants to sell at some point, and told him I'd be interested in it. going to plan to trade it in for an S10 chassis. Okay, I do like a Suburban. I really like the square body Suburbans. The 73 to 88, something like that. They're like a year or two behind the trucks always. The Suburbans are, but man, I do like a square body Suburban. Get you a 1 ton. Now you're talking. I don't really care for the new ones. By new, I mean, 15 or whatever year it was they changed it till now. 2 body styles ago. 2 body styles in the current body style. I just really don't care for them no more. They are full of stuff. Once you start getting into the newer Suburbans, I'm gonna go to the Expedition until you get to 3-valve. I don't like 3-valve, but I do like the Expeditions better than the newer Suburbans. Again, it's just preference with the engine. I like that 2-valve Ford that they had. I just sold a 2-valve Expedition. Great little truck. I say little, it wasn't little. Great truck. And yes, that intake manifold is sweet. Yes, it is. They are a stinking piece of art if you ever get to see one. I believe those were on first gen S10 Blazers as well as 94, 95 S10s. So they were sort of. Suburban's a 95. Awesome. That's a throttle body truck. So that intake manifold was sort of on the Blazers and the S10s, but not on all of them. It was on every Bravada. But if it was on a Blazer, it had to be the Blazer with the digital dash. I don't remember that being on the S10s in 94, 95. It might have been. But I remember the S10s having the throttle body style where it was almost like a carburetor sitting on the top. That's how I remember the 94, 95 S10s. When I was working for Chevrolet, we had, and I kid you not, a 95 2500 with a 4.3 in it. I'm not sure if anybody ever bought them, but we had one that we used as a parts truck. It was a 95 2500 with a 4.3. So it was a 3/4 ton truck with a 4.3 in it. That joker was slow. It was 0 to 60, and yes, eventually. And it was an automatic. I can't remember the trans, but it was an automatic, I'll say. It was slow. But yeah, 95 Suburban, that's all right. That's all right. I do like that throttle body. That throttle body 350. It was a good engine. Had no power, but it was a good engine. It happens. So I just got a message that YouTube is experiencing not enough data stream and I may have glitches. So please let me know if I'm doing some glitches. I'm not meaning to, but YouTube just said that I may be glitching. So sorry about that. You're right, my brain's kind of fogged. I know the 93, 94 Blazer and Jimmy's used it though. The Jimmy's and the Blazers. I do like those square bodies. Because the 90 excuse me, the Blazer didn't change until 95. I do like those 93, 94 square body Blazers and Jimmys. I think they look pretty cool. I just thought you hadn't had your medicine. That's why, that's why you was twitch glitching. No. It has nothing to do with my medicine. If I'm glitching, I bet you if I play Punch Out that it'll really start glitching, because of course that would use more bandwidth. So I may just call it a night on box, and I may not do any Punch Out tonight. So unfortunately, we're not going to make it to Mike Tyson. Reminds me, I gotta take your meds. Well, take your meds. Come on, bro. Oh, hey, did that weed eater work? You never told me. I need to know. Also, side note, when you brought over all them DVDs to the house, them kids busted right in that thing and went straight for the Tom and Jerry, and Tom and Jerry went in the stinking DVD player in the car, and I believe that it's still in there. I could be wrong, but they enjoyed Tom and Jerry, like, immediately. Shoot, no, didn't work. Well, I hate that. Why did it not work? Carburetor. You know, I've gone electric. Just saying, my stuff don't need a carb clean. You know, just saying. All I gotta do is hit that switch and do whatever safety it is I gotta do on my electric stuff. Fires right up every time. Just saying, no more carburetors. Oh, that sucks. I did not even know that, to be quite honest. I didn't even... I should have looked. I truly should have looked beforehand. That's on me. Yeah, I didn't. I did not even look. Yeah, that's my bad. Sorry about that, bud. That's my bad. Look like Joe Gibbs probably did get a hold of it. He probably did. I'm not sure that he knows how to work on something. I think he just knows how to buy a team. So I know I said it last week, but I'm going to say again this week. Hopefully sometime soon, I'm going to go ahead and take the bed off of the 85 so we can patch the gas tank. So that we can go ahead and patch it to get it running. I'm very wishy-washy about replacing the tank right now because I want to get it running before I replace the gas tank. But I do want to patch it. It's going to need replaced. That's a fact. It's going to need replaced, but I think I'm going to patch it first. Got to order a cheap bulb, but it better run like a champ. I hope it does. I really do. Like I said, that one has that electric start on there. I've never seen one like that before. My mom's husband gave me that. Oh, speaking of which, tomorrow is Mother's Day. Every single person in the history of the world come from a mama. Every single person was born. You happen somehow. Everybody happens somehow. Just saying. You got a mama. Figure out a way to thank her. My mother, who continues to work 2 jobs, needs nothing, and there is nothing I can provide her that is any value that she can't get herself. So what I always try to do, well, for my mother, is do sort of like one-off things, like, oh, let the girls, do art painting or whatever. But my girls are getting bigger, so that's not getting as cute as it used to be. So this year it's going to be a phone call, probably a hangout. My mother also enjoys her private time by herself, and I may not, do that as well. Don't know. Well, there goes $5 in your wallet. Dang, $5, man. Mama ain't worth nothing but $5. Baby mama ain't worth but $5. Dang, man. That's it. Not even gonna take them out to dinner. Not even gonna take baby mama out to dinner tomorrow. Come on, man. I gotta do 2 days for my mom. I gotta do Mother's Day and Father's Day. I gotta tell my mom. Next month I gotta get my mom something for Father's Day. It's like, dang, man. Twice. I think that that's a joke that people do now, but legitimate for like the last several years. I've been telling my mom, Happy Father's Day. You should invite the whole family over and grill hot dogs for everyone and tell them just to bring themselves. You got it covered. That won't work. That won't work at my house. Because I don't know if you know this about me, but the old saying, if you want something done right, do it yourself. Well, I do everything myself, and my mother is the exact same way. She does everything herself. So if I invite everybody over for hot dogs, my mom will cook all the food. And be like, Mom, I invited you for me to cook. And then she'll be like, no, I'm cooking everything. Like, that's just how it'll go. That is exactly how it'll go. I ain't got either one no more. Just the wife to look over. Well, I mean, still, she is a mama. You made her that way. Might as well get her something pretty and fancy. I told my wife for the past 2 weeks, if you do not tell me what you want for Mother's Day, it's going to be flowers and a card. You need to tell me. You need to be specific. Tell me what it is you want, or it's going to be flowers and a card. Well, this morning, after I got off work, I said, you know what? If I don't do it right now, all the flowers and the cards is going to be gone. So I went on ahead and bought flowers and a card. I told her, hey, you better tell me what it is you want, because I'm not going to get you something that you ain't going to use or don't want or don't like. She never told me. I even spit out a bunch of ideas. She's thinking didn't tell me. So, flowers and a card it is. Of course, she'll get an IOU. She'll get whatever it is she points her finger at. Within reason. And of course, we'll take her out to eat tomorrow. Good times. Grill hot dogs. Man, one summer, true story, it was a long time before I could eat hot dogs again. One summer, I think it was 16 to 17 or 15 to 16. Anyways, my mom was so stinking broke. For like the entirety of the summer, all we ate was hot dogs. That's all we had was hot dogs. Like, it would be in different sort of varieties of meals. It'd be like ramen and hot dogs, or like hot dogs by themselves, or like, I think we even had sketty and hot dogs. And it was a long time after that summer that I could eat hot dogs again. It took a while. I still don't even think my mother likes them. I eat them now. It's not my go-to, but I will eat them. But yeah, that summer, oh, It was a terrible stinking summer. Yeah, don't get demonetized on YouTube. But yeah, that was a terrible summer. Me and my sister were working like 40 hours a week with my mom in the printing factory. We were working on a stitcher. Ugh, brutal. So my mom worked like, we worked in the same place when that hot dog summer. We worked in the same place, but my mom's hours, let's say me and my sister's hours, let's say they were 6 to 2, because we were in a factory. So 6 to 2 or 7 to 3, whatever it was. So if our hours were 6 to 2, our mom's hours were 7 to 3. One more in the evening than ours was. So what we would do is when we were done, we'd be done with one more hour for our mother to go. We all rode together. Me and my sister would race forklifts in the factory around the stinking machines. We never got in trouble for that, which kind of surprises me. We never ran into anything either, but we never got in trouble for that. And after my sister packed up all her stuff and left, about 3 months ago now, she went back to that same job. So she is still there. My mom is still there. My mom works 2 jobs and always has for some reason. But my sister came back to printing. And so my sister's back in printing, and my mom has never left printing. Which sort of like, if you ever heard the term Nepo baby or Nepo baby, basically what it is like when a famous person has a child, that child is likely to be a famous person. But it's the same in like regular people work as well. Like my sister, when she left everything she knew and left her life that she had and came back home to live with my mom, she went back to the job that my mom has. That, she went into the exact same company that we were in as children. What we grew up knowing our mother doing, my sister went into that. So it's exactly like a stinking celebrity child. Why not? It's the industry that you know. It's the industry that you know from your parents, that you've heard about, their day for 18 years or however long it was. And so, you go into that industry. Just if like our mom was a welder, my sister would probably be a welder. But our mom ran a plate maker, which I don't have anything to show you what a plate is. If you've ever seen the squares on like a can, I'm trying to see if I have anything. Anyways, if you've ever seen the little, like, Dr. Pepper is the one that I really know it from. If you've ever seen the bottom of the can, there's like squares. There's like 4 or 5 of them. And it's all the colors that are in the can, and you see them all sort of lined up. Well, somebody had to make that with a plate. My mother does that. That's what she does. She lines up all of those squares so that your colors match. And if you've ever seen sort of a hazy looking, fuzzy looking can or fuzzy looking pitcher, and you look down at the bottom and you see the squares are sort of off a little bit, somebody did not do a good job of making that plate. So that's what my mother does. Is she makes plates for printing. Basically it's the main template sort of that everything's printed on. But very good at it. She's now like actually, she's not. She doesn't even do that anymore. She probably does do that, but she doesn't do that on the regular. She's now a big boss for her company. But so, anyways, my sister's thinking, follows in footsteps, and goes back into the printing. So, in any case, that's enough for me to talk about my mama. I believe I'm going to go ahead and shut it down because I am tired tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm going to go right, there's a bed right there. Right there in that unmade bed. I'm going to knock out because your boy be some tired. So good night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me, and hope to see everyone next weekend. Thank you guys so much.